Oh, man, I really don't want to go down this rabbit hole, but since y'all like my last video, I figure I can do one more of these. How about it? Let's get to it. So, if there's one thing I don't really like, is when people try to throw labels without proper context, or they just don't care about context, right, at all. And one of the biggest terms that I've seen getting overused within the past month, or a few months rather, is the word grifter. Tired of it. I'm tired of hearing it. It's annoying. And I feel like the people that throw that word out, oftentimes they either don't know what it means, or they do know and they just don't care, which makes it worse in my personal opinion. So we got to get to the bottom of this, right? We got to get to the bottom. And what better way to start than with the definition, right? We're going to go ahead and break it down, and I'm going to try to give my thoughts on this. Forgive me in advance if I ramble a bit, okay? But I just wanted to get it out there. So let's start with a definition of grifter, okay? You guys can see it right here. A grifter is a con artist, someone who swindles people out of money through fraud. Also, it's a person who engages in petty or small scale swindling. Now, I'm putting this in a term of, the content creators on YouTube, mainly on the gaming side, when it comes down to the grifter being thrown around. And people keep calling certain people grifters. And if I were to name names, we'll just say people like Smash JT, Vera Dark, Hypnotic, Grums, Melanie Mac, and hell, even me in some cases. People will say that about me. Weird, right? But what are they saying? There's assuming that we're frauding people out of money, right? We're putting out misinformation, putting out hate according to these people. And because I was doing some research and I was looking at some stuff just a little bit, and just here's some of the stuff. Now I will make an exception here. The Cult Classic Cage doesn't count. Okay. This is a tongue-in-cheek thing for the Sony shield that she was referring to. I know who she's talking about here. So she's not on this list. Shout out to Cult Classic Cage, by the way. All right. But people like this idiot, I've covered him before. Like, you see people that do this, right? These people it's anti-woke slop. These people are chuds and this, that, and the third. To even go as far as to call people miserable, lonely, a YouTube funny mustache man from Germany, an incel, deconstructing. These people are transphobic, homophobic, racist. And this is slop. All of it is just slop, and it needs to go, according to them. I want y'all to look at these thumbnails, the titles, all that. Take time to look at this. We're going to come back to this. Now, I've been playing games for a long time. I've been playing games since NES days, Nintendo Entertainment System days. Been gaming pretty much all my life. Great times. So many great games, so many fun memories. I've met dope people. It's amazing stuff, right? But I've noticed in the past few years that there's been a shift in gaming. And not necessarily in the best ways, especially within the AAA space. I want you to look at some shit. Let's look. Here's 2B, Near Automata, or Near Automata, however you want to pronounce it. All right? Dope picture, you know what I'm saying? Pretty iconic character. To go from this to this, which is also 2B, allegedly. If you can't see the difference between this and this, then here are my glasses. Bruh, you gotta see that there's something up. You may not be able to properly explain it, but there's gotta be something wrong. Here's another one. Battletoads. Really good beat 'em up series. Really solid. Iconic. How do you go from this to this? And before any of y'all make any other assumptions, I played Killer Instinct 2013. They brought Rash in there. And this is what they did. Microsoft came up with. So how do you go from this to this right here on the right? How about this? Dragon Age Inquisition. I can't talk. Versus the Veil Guard. Hello? Can't nobody see the difference? And the funny fact is, a lot of people consider Inquisition to be one of the worst games in the series. Now this one's probably considered the worst in the series. But I don't know where y'all get this idea that y'all think that there's nothing happening, there's no change in gaming. There's this weird thing that's been happening lately for the past few years, that this idea of, you know, games need to be more diverse. Games need to be more inclusive. You know, we need to have, you know, better stories, blah, 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 whoop de whoop, and all that stuff, right? This whole push for DEI, as I like to call it, didn't earn it, is crazy to me, because games have always been diverse. There's people that have met friends and lovers even over video games. Different walks of life have connected over video games. So to say there isn't any, or there needs to be more, when there has been, it's kind of stupid. Like, for example, people say people like Very Dark are grifting, but Very Dark has actually played Dustborn. Hypnotic has actually played Dustborn and the Veil Guard. The problem is that a lot of y'all just throwing words out there and you don't know what this means. And this is why people get mad when you call them grifter, right? Why do people get mad? Let's go back and look at the definition. Grifter is a con artist, someone who swindles people out of money through fraud, petty or small-scale swindling. People reading an article that folks are putting out, like Smash JT, for example, people put out videos of their opinions and you're getting mad about it. I don't understand. Calling somebody a grifter for having an opinion? These people actually play games. For the most part, they do. From what they present, they play games. And I want y'all to notice something too. For example, thumbnails. Then you got people like this idiot right up here that do the exact same thing. And that goes to my point. I think a lot of y'all that are hating on these or calling people grifters, right? I think a lot of y'all are jealous. Because if you look at a lot of these people, they're not getting a lot of views, right? Unless that's normally what their channel is. Like Xanderhall, for example, right? Throwing out the word grifter, right? And even tried to say anti-woke grifters want to ride the new Sonic movie success. This is what I mean when people throw out definitions and they don't know what it means. Because if you looked or even had a conversation with Words of Paradise, you know that he's a Sonic fan. A huge one at that. But these people, they don't take the time to listen. And I mean listen outside of their preconceived bias of people. They just assume they want you mad. These people are outrage baiting for clicks. That's crazy, because when the journalists do it that you defend, you have no problem. All guys do it. It's okay, right? When people just call people chuds based off videos and not actually taking the time to sit down and have a conversation or to engage back and forth in the comment section. Y'all talk shit about heel versus babyface. As was on point. As much as y'all want to hate it, he was right. And then to sit up here and call somebody incel for it and go through videos and try to find little nitpicks and things that fit your bias, what is wrong with y'all? You know what? Maybe y'all are the grifters. You ever thought about that? That's where my mind is at, because anybody who just throws out the term grifter at this point, to me, y'all are the ones that want to grift. Y'all are jealous of other people that are trying things or that's making waves in their content. Y'all guys are mad at people like Hypnotic. You guys are mad at people like Smash JT, Gary from Nerdrotic, Geeks to Gamers, Eric July. You guys are mad that these people are getting popular. And you're not. That's what it seems like to me. And every time somebody says the whole grifting thing, it's almost as if, I promise you, right? Because most of these people play games, right? I know I play games. And I have a right to my opinion. I've been playing games for years, and I'll be damned if I let somebody, or if I take somebody that gets a part of an established franchise and fucks it up. I have a right to say something. As a potential buyer and a fan of the series or game or whatever, I have a right to say something. I have a right to speak on it, whether I played it or not. Now, I know that sounds a little weird, but follow me here. Part of the games is visual. If visuals weren't that important, if art stars weren't that important, or none of that wasn't important, we wouldn't have trailers. We wouldn't have teasers. People want to have good-looking characters in their games. They don't want this. Okay? Folks don't want this. I for sure don't. Shit look ugly as fuck. Fuck is this? Oh, this isn't Gooner bait. I did the same thing when I called out fucking Melanie Mac for her shit. First Descendant is not Gooner bait. This isn't Gooner bait. People don't want to play games like this. People don't want to play Dustborn. They're not racist or insert any phobia here if they choose not to play it. Gamers have a right to their opinion. Some may not be as articulate as others. Some may not, you know, have the panache, but they have a right to their opinion. And you know what? That's fine. You can disagree with said opinion. That's perfectly fine. You can disagree with opinion. But calling somebody a grifter because of it, that's a little much, don't you think? Calling someone calling their content slop, calling somebody a chud because of it, a little backwards, don't you think? Calling somebody an incel, really? Over an opinion of a video game? Seriously? Y'all are weird, bro. It's almost as if we can't have an opinion unless it's the right one. We can't have an opinion. We can't. If we don't like the game, we just gotta shut up. I find that odd. But people can go after Smash JT. People can cape for Alyssa Mercante. That's perfectly fine. Make that make sense. Like I said, you can disagree with me even. You can make a video on what I'm saying. That's fine. But what we're not about to do is you're not going to sit up here and say I'm a grifter. I'm just giving my fucking opinion. Somebody grifting over opinions is wild. I can't, I don't see how that makes sense. They want you mad, this idiot says. Yes, you should be. If you're a gamer for any length of time and you see this type of shit, you should be mad. You see this shit, you should be mad. You should be upset. There's people that are destroying the games, not just physically, like on a visual level, but like on a gameplay level. Need I remind y'all, Saints Row, the reboot that dropped some years ago. Volition is no longer in business because of that. They wanted to change because, oh, well, we need to be more diverse in an M-rated game. Make that make sense. Y'all, people got a right to their opinion. You ain't got to like it. You may not have to agree. You might think the Saints Row reboot is the best game ever. You're in the minority there, but okay, have your opinion. That's good. But don't nobody want to see this shit. People want to see attractive women in video games. It's a thing. Okay? Hey, for the handful of y'all that like this shit and y'all think this is hot, more power to you. I don't. And for you to sit up here, oh, I guess I'm grifting then because, oh, well, I don't know. But folks don't want that. Folks, gamers telling people that trying to force this stuff into gaming isn't going to work. Now, am I saying that this doesn't need to exist? No. Both can exist. I'm going to tell y'all that right now. Both this and this could exist. I don't know how hard of a concept that is to grasp. But I'm telling you, people are going to want this before they want that. It's not hard. And I'm not going to be sitting here and allow myself to keep being told that I'm not a, I'm not the target audience. I'm not a real gamer because I won't take slop. No, I'm not going to take anything. I'm not going to just take any old thing. If I don't like something, I don't like something. It is what it is, as it should. And I have a right to speak up. Anybody else that has a right to speak up, they can. The biggest thing with a grifter is that they don't care about what they're talking about. That's why people are getting mad. Because you're calling them something that they're not. You're assuming that these people are con artists, frauds for not buying slop. Make that make sense. Calling somebody a racist because they don't want to take slop from Dustborn. Calling somebody whatever phobia. Fucking stupid, bro. That's why the AAA gaming space is in the space that it's in right now, and it's not doing too hot. All this stuff right here, y'all out here wilding, bro. And it's time. It's time to get your heads out your asses. It's also time to reboot.